welcome to the Food for Thought series. At Orbition, we're currently conducting an interview series with current thought leaders in the data and analytics space. This will offer our audience a valuable insight into how these speakers conduct their data and analytics practice, whilst discussing their challenges and also giving advice for others as well. The interviewees you'll be hearing from are in the food and agri-tech industry, from startups to well-established brands, as they share their experiences, knowledge and learnings. So in today's mini interview, we'll be sitting down with Marta, who is the head of data at MyRealFood. She'll be delving into telling us more about this exceptional business that have a main feature on their app, which is leading to their success. So let's firstly set the scene for our audience today, Marta, and give them a bit of an insight into yourself and MyRealFood.
Sure. Hello, Natalia. Well, my name is Marta, as you say. I'm the head of data at MyRealFood. I've been working there for 2 years now, but in general, I've been working for nearly 10 years in the data teams. So I'm very into this. and MyRealFood is my current company. It's a company that created an app to build healthy habits for our customers. Which is unique intention is help people to have healthy habits, and those goals are what we do to try to meet those goals are mainly two things. First, give them information about products that they can find in the supermarkets. We have a formula that rates those products, so they can, if they are in the supermarket, they can scan the product and see which is the rate of that product and see if it's healthy or not. And if it's not, we give them alternatives so they can choose something better. And the other main feature that we have to try to help our users is it's a meal plan in which we provide for them all the recipes and well, all the things that they have to eat during the week, based for sure in their informations, in their measures, in their characteristics, and for sure also in healthy recommendations that we include. And well, the app has other features too, which is a part in which our users share recipes. Also, there is a part in which you can track the food that you eat in case you want to do your own diet. And well, there is a lot of things within the app, but that's mainly it.
Amazing. And what makes MyRealFood, I suppose, different from other competitors, from your competitors, I guess?
Well, in my opinion, it's an app that gathers together a lot of different features that are very related between them. And what we have seen is that our competitors are very, they work just in one of those features. So we have a competitor in the recipes area, we have a competitor in the tracker area, we have a competitor in the meal plan. We don't have like a competitor itself, but well, nutritionists or people that shares their diets would be our competitors here. And we also have a competitor in the part of scanning products. But as I say, they are different companies with different apps, and we aggregate all them together. Yeah. So I think that's our potential.
Makes sense. And I know that we've had a couple of conversations discussing the app and the buzz around it as well, but it would be really good to give the audience today a bit of an insight into the main feature of the app and how you've built that algorithm.
Sure. Yeah, our main feature is the meal plan. Well, the name of it is Plan Plus within the app, but at the end it's a meal plan. And yeah, it has a very complicated algorithm underneath that our data science team built during some months until they got to it. So it has a lot of things to talk about. So first of all, about the algorithm, we can talk about the inputs it needs. and it has mainly 3 inputs, which is the user information. The second input would be the World Health Organization recommendations for a healthy diet or healthy habits. And the third thing is rules that we have built out of our users' feedback and complaints, also complaints, because that's what helped us to iterate the algorithm a lot until we met their expectations. And this part was very, very useful for us. So when talking about data from users, we are talking about their gender, their sex, their age. Can I start again this?
That's okay.
Yeah, when talking about user data, I'm talking about the gender, the age, their measures as the weight, their height, also the activity level they do during the week, if they are very active or they train a lot, or if they don't do so much. And also, what else? The goal they have, for sure, which is if they want to lose weight, if they want to maintain as they are, or if they want to gain muscle.
Okay.
And with all of this, and also, well, we also ask for other things are not so important, but for us, it's a way to personalize more the plan. We ask for intolerances. We ask for exclusions. For instance, if you don't like something, or for instance, you don't like eggs or bananas, you can exclude those ingredients from the list, and the meal plan will be created avoiding those because you don't like it. So it doesn't make sense that are included. And well, we also ask the type of meal that you prefer, if you are vegan, for instance, or vegetarian or not. And also the frequency that you want to change the recipes during the week. Well, I mean, the variety of them during the week, because maybe you want to repeat the same recipe twice or 3 times per week because you prefer to do batch cooking, or you want to change every day the recipe. So we ask that too. So, well, with all of that, also you can say if you want to have just 1 meal per day, or 2 or 3. We let the user choose from 1 to 4. Maybe if the person is doing intermittent fasting, they can choose 2, wherever. Then the second input I was talking about was the World Health Organization recommendations for healthy habits, which contains a lot of stuff like 2 to 3 fruits per day, or the amount of protein that you have to consume during the week, or 2 to 3 times pasta or rice per week, a lot of stuff regarding that. And the rules. The rules are very curious, but help us a lot to build the perfect plan. Some of those are, for instance, that people prefer more kilocalories at lunchtime than in the dinner time, because that's what they prefer. Also, things regarding the main ingredient, for instance, if they have at lunchtime a recipe that contains lentils, they don't want to have another dish with lentils until at least 2 days after. So we have a rule in which the main ingredient can't be repeated until 2 days after, a lot of rules like this. Or maybe the kind of food. I mean, if we include a pizza on Monday, they don't want another pizza during the week, or they don't want to repeat kinds of food like pizza, burritos, stews, soups. So they were very good recommendations. With all of this, we can create with the plan, because first, with the data from the user, we can calculate the amount of kilocalories and macronutrients they have to consume per day to match their goals. If they want, as I mentioned, lose fat, gain muscle, blah, blah, blah. And with all these recommendations, the algorithm creates a meal plan and the base of the generator uses a recipes database that we have created with recipes that are all reviewed by our nutritionist to assure and verify that that the recipes are healthy, contains all the macronutrients and all the that the amounts are correct for sure.
Okay.
And with all of that, the algorithm create the plan. So yeah, based on the personalization I mentioned, you can imagine how many different plans we can create per week, because the level of personalization is super, super high. So yeah, that would be the algorithm.
No, the algorithm sounds great. It really does. And you guys, well, you say the algorithm, but you guys are behind the algorithm, so you can say we. So obviously knowing that, MyRealFood, they are at the beginning of this exciting journey. There's going to be so much success for this app in the future. Are there any improvements that you're working on to gain more attraction to the app, or any sort of improvements that you could give to our audience that you've had to work through?
Sure. Well, first of all, we are constantly listening to our customers. So because we want to include everything they need to get to their goals. So one of the things that they told us is that they want to include more things that are more personalized in their plans. And for instance, we now are working in a plan that is specific for pregnant women. Okay. So if in the first questions, as I mentioned, we will ask at some point if the person is pregnant or not, to take this into account to create all the plan, and assuring the person that the plan is going to be created with ingredients and recipes that are safe for pregnant women. Other things that we are already working in could be we are doing our first tests with an artificial intelligence to create pictures, because we want to have more appetizing photos in our recipes. So we are trying that. So when you said you want to try it and you want to do that recipe, whereas we are working in also simplifying, or more than simplifying, trying to help our users to speed up the time they spend during while they are cooking their recipes. So for instance, we are including tips, or we don't know how to include it because we are working on it, but we are going to include something like, if you have a recipe in which you have to prepare rice, and the rice typically takes 20 minutes to be prepared, we are going to have a button or something like speed up this recipe, and that part of the recipe, the part of the rice, will change to get this kind of instant rice boxes, and cook it in the microwave for 1 minute, and these kind of things. And another thing that is very important we are working in is that we are going to include a training plan also in our Plan Plus. So you can have them both, the meal plan and also the training plan. So because at the end, what we want for our users is to have healthy habits in general. We focus at the beginning in food, but also the training is very important. So we have a lot of things in our backlog, but right now we are working on them on this I talk about.
No, it makes sense. There's a lot in the pipeline there for the app. But through, I suppose, building the feature itself, have you seen many challenges, when it comes to, I suppose, working out the recipes for the users? I can imagine it could be quite difficult, as there might be people that don't like vegetables or don't like fruit. And is there any challenges around that as such?
Yeah, that part was very, very difficult because we let users exclude foods, and yeah, a lot of people don't like a lot fruits or vegetables, and was very difficult because when we launched this feature, we had several users excluding all the fruits or all the vegetables, and suddenly our algorithm was like, I can't create a plan for you. Because, as I mentioned, we use some recommendations in which it's mandatory to eat fruits and vegetables every day.
Yep.
So what we did to avoid this was, well, in the list of exclusions, we put at the beginning the main things that people used to choose, which are more normal, common, and they have other alternatives, so they are not a problem. But things as important as vegetables and fruits are at the top, at the bottom, sorry, of the list. So if they are really into the aim of exclude them, they have to look for them a lot. So doing this, we realized that if it's easy, if it was at the beginning and it was easy for them, they mark them all. But if they are a bit high, they don't have so many problems with them. So that worked. And with this way, we get to the point in which all of our users could create a plan with all the recommendations and all the foods they have to take. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, I can imagine that to be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
But knowing that, you're in a position with MyRealFood where you've got more than 450,000 users, I believe, that are already active on the app, and 40,000 of those are on the Plan Plus paid feature. There must have been some, aside from the challenges, must have been some benefits that you've seen from that, and I'm guessing that is just keeps growing and growing.
Yeah. And that's our fuel to continue with our task, because we have a lot of feedback from our users. Well, we are very present in social media, in Instagram and TikTok. So a lot of people write us through those platforms, and they give us for free their feedback constantly. It's incredible. The community is very happy with us, so they give us the feedback all the time. So I can tell you about a different kind. We have like 4 different kind of feedback regarding the Plan Plus, and which people mention a lot of times. The first one would be related to people with some healthy problems, and they told us that they improve their symptoms a lot. Like, for instance, people with skin problems like pimples or these kind of things. They told us that they notice that their skin is better since they are eating healthier. Also, people with digestive problems like inflammation or constipation, they notice changes too in their daily basis. And what else? About blood levels. A lot of people told us that they had the cholesterol very high, and they used to take pills to get those levels down. And they have told us that they could reduce those levels just with the meal plan, and they finally could quit taking those pills, which is a very good news for us, because they don't depend on pills anymore. The second group of feedback, which is very important for us too, is related to people with eating disorders, people with bad relationship with foods, because they now can eat their favorite dishes and the things that they like, not feeling bad for it, not being worried, and enjoying the food more, because they were not doing it because they were doing maybe wrong choices of unhealthy products. And yeah, a lot of people talk about this, and for us it's very important. The third group of feedback, this is very funny because it's not related to food, but it's related to house organization.
Okay.
A lot of people, yeah, it's curious. A lot of people told us that they have saved a lot of time in their weekly tasks at home, because they don't have to think about what to eat during the week, neither what they have to buy in the supermarket. Because I didn't mention it, but apart from, well, after the meal is created, we have also a part in which you can create with just one click the shopping list for the supermarket based on the recipes. So all the ingredients and the quantities that are used in the recipe are instantly in the shopping list. So they have everything organized. So this feedback is very, very good too, because at the end it's something else that is helping our users. And well, the main feedback, I would say that 90% of our users told us that they lose weight, which is the most common goal. And that they are very happy because for them it wasn't like following a diet, but building habits. They learn how to eat healthier, they maintain those habits, and what the consequence of this is that they are not getting that weight back. So they are super happy. Yeah.
No, I can imagine. All good feedback there. All very good feedback.
Yeah.
So where do you think your MyRealFood is going to be in, say, the next 5 years? What are your hopes for the company, I suppose?
Very, very good question. I could say that, taking into account that we base all our decisions on what our customers needs, but also taking into account the technologies that are appearing, like ChatGPT and all this stuff. I think that the app in 5 years from now is going to be very, very different from what it is right now, because I think we are going to adapt to these new technologies, and we will do something with it. But well, on the other hand, if we talk about expansion, for instance, which is very important for us too, we are already, last year we opened in several countries. I think we are already in 8 different countries. So we are in the middle of our expansion project, and we are right now planning in opening in new countries. And in 5 years from now, I hope that we are widely used in all those countries, because that will mean that we are helping more and more people in building these healthy habits, and helping them also to get into their goals. So
Definitely a lot there for MyRealFood, and any of the audience watching today, definitely go check it out. Definitely worth exploring. Perfect. Well, Marta, thank you for being on the interview series today. You've given some great insight to what MyRealFood are doing at the minute. Thank you.